As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Say hello to my little friend.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
A boy's best friend is his mother.
I tell you, these guys really know how to act up. Who are these guys?
You are now tuned in to the Actin Up Podcast.
That never gets old, man. That never gets old.
Because you know what? It starts off like, yo, I always wanted to be a gangster. I think that's me. That's me.
Yeah.
You always
Wanted
like,
to be a
that boy's
gangster.
best friend is his...
Hey, my best friend was my mother.
All right, respect.
All right?
You gotta get
Watch it, kid.
All right.
Hey, don't get hit. You want to find out who's the real
Me and
gangster?
my mom, you know what? Me and my mom's best friend sometimes. You know what I mean? And then sometimes, you know.
Mother's Day.
You know.
Hey, look.
But my mother's a Pisces, so, you know, that's what it is.
I can imagine. Your mother probably wanted to get you out of that womb. You probably up in there just...
Yeah.
just shaking her from the inside.
I was always busy. Hey, you know when I was in the second grade, I used to catch the bus to school, the city bus.
Yes.
It was 25 cents.
Damn, 1950.
Yo!
Did you have paper bags on your feet? In the snow.
Forget about it.
You brought it upon yourself. Alright? You know, so I mean, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and I don't want to talk about none of them because it has nothing. It's all politics.
Right, man. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, I want to laugh. I want to be happy. Hey, what's up, everybody out there in Wonderland? Oh, I got my peoples and my nephew in Germany on the line. Hey,
what's up, Germany?
What up, Chris?
What's going on?
But we got a dope guest today, and we're gonna have lots of laughs. This dude's been making people laugh for a long time out here in Hollywood. He's been hosting different spots all over the I want to say well, right now every Thursday night, right? Karaoke with at 77 North. It's not just karaoke; it's karaoke comedy. It's everything.
Laugh
Factory, Comedy Store, Ha. I mean, dude, on tour. He's been everywhere. You know what I mean? And shoot, he used to host Zen Lounge. You know, Dwayne Martin's spot, and been on Laff Tracks. You know, y'all might have seen him on Laff Tracks. Yo, you know what? You know, with no further ado, let's bring in our guests and let's give it up for our people's Trey Elliot.
Yeah, that's my dude right there. What's going on? Oh yeah, clap it up.
Oh yeah, come on.
He don't get to walk in and he don't get to clap either.
Yeah, he wanted to walk in like the real comedian that he is. Our production, the way it's set up.
Well, you can't get up and show him because we kind of tight over here.
After the 100th episode. You know,
yeah. Oh, 100th episode. We're going to be like on the studio.
I'll walk in.
Yeah. We're going to be on stage. We're going to be on a big stage.
Yes.
Now, what's good, brother? What's going on?
Oh, man, not much, man. Chilling, man. Glad to be here with you guys, man. I've been rocking with y'all for a long time. 10 years.
Sir. 10 years.
My 10th anniversary show, that was in November of 2019, man.
Right.
Where was that
at? The Ha. Me and Boogie B.
I called you. I couldn't make it, but I called you like the day or two.
Did you get my text?
Yeah.
And
you didn't get my text?
I didn't get your text. And I sent you an invite. I sent everybody an invite.
Word.
Yeah.
It was on a Thursday, right?
It was on Wednesday.
See?
See, my ass. Why ain't show up? That's the day that I gotta watch my
baby soul, man.
Yeah.
Wednesday nights, he's wild. Son. He's wild.
But yeah, man, I've just been out here, getting it in, man. Got the Revolt episode coming out February 26th on Revolt. Funny as fuck. So that's
we definitely want to hear about that, but let's rewind it first.
Let's go back.
You know what I mean?
Where are you from?
Where the hell are you from?
Born and raised in Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
How the numbers
like
look?
roaches.
How the numbers look in the room? Yeah.
What part of Jersey?
Plainfield and Edison.
Sure.
Yeah.
What? 22. Say word?
Yeah, man.
That's where all my peoples. Yo, shout out to Plainfield and Edison, my man KG, Roberto, and all them. Yo,
it's a whole bunch of Roberto's
out north.
Yo, Newark, we used to go to Club Zanzibar and all that. You know
about the Zans? I had to have chased you home at least one time.
Yo, word is gone. I swear that was him. We would ride around with my man Big Jeff, KG, Mike Hoove, and we would be drinking the 40s. And my man Big Jeff, he was huge. He was 400 pounds. And he finished his 40 and he smashed it on the ground. It was like this red Grand Am next to us. And dude got out. And Jeff looked at him and was like, yo, what? Yo, the
Jeff
fuck
was
you
bugging.
looking at?
Jeff was bugging.
Jeff was the dude that got out the car and smacked people and got back in and was like, yeah, y'all see that? You know what I mean? Yeah. Or go up to the hot dog vendor and be like, let me get 5 hot dogs. And then be like, thank you.
Right.
And then was
that sound like a dog nigga.
Jeff was a dog nigga.
No, Jeff was Plainfield.
Oh, that's
all right.
That's
what I said. Jeff started bugging.
So dude gets out the car and dude swole. I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be a good one. Yeah. It's gonna be a good one. Like this Jeff gonna fuck him up though. Right. You know what I mean? Because Jeff was the head linebacker at Morgan State University's football team.
Okay.
Yo, dude comes slow motion around the car. And all we see is a shiny chrome 45. Ooh. We're like, Jeff, get back in the car. He's got a gun. Jeff, he's like, oh shit. He gets back in the car, and he has this tiny ass sidekick, and it's like 5 of us up in that motherfucker. Mike Hoover's in the back. I'm ducking down. He's still there. I'm gonna finish my 40 if I'm gonna die. Like, yo, you fucking. Jeff is bouncing. We in the back streets of, I think, like East Orange or some shit over there. You know what I mean? And dude's chasing us. Yeah. I was like, this guy's chasing us. Like,
you definitely get chased.
He's chasing us right now. He's like, oh shit. And but Jeff and his skills, bang bang, he maneuvered that little blue sidekick and we lost him. Yeah. But man, we almost died that
got
night.
His ass out of Dodge in a Dodge.
Put it like this: if he started shooting, Jeff would have survived. I wouldn't have. You never know. That bullet would have got lodged underneath the teeth.
And the muscles don't protect bullets. No,
they don't. Oh, what the hell am I going to the gym for then? This is some bullshit. But yeah, that ain't no playing field. That's what's up, yo.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man. So that's where I'm born and raised.
How was it growing up? Was you like,
for me it was
that era.
I mean, it was cool, but I kind of grew up. I don't want to say weird, but I kind of grew up like the best of both worlds in a sense. Like when my mom and dad were married, we had a house.
That is weird.
And Plainfield. So starting off with, we had a little house in Plainfield on like Front Street and on 7th. And then and my grandmother lived in Edison in one of the only 2 projects in Edison called Potter's Crossing. That's where like Pam from Total from. So me and Pam from Total grew up together.
Oh, okay,
we were neighbors.
Okay,
so that was the hood. So once my dad left, divorced, he moved to North Carolina. They got divorced when I was like 3. So then my mom moved to the same projects that my grandmother lived in. So my mom had one housing, whatever. Then my grandma was in another one. Mm-hmm. But we was all in the same project. Mm-hmm. So, I stayed with my mom, whatever. Then once my mom got remarried, she moved back to Plainfield with my stepdad, and we had a big house in Plainfield.
Oh, like in West Plainfield?
No, in just a regular Plainfield.
Oh, Plainfield has the crib. Got the crib, yes.
But Plainfield got some dope crib.
Yeah, but the school systems in Plainfield were real bad. So I I lived in the projects in Edison so I could go to the better school.
Oh, dope.
And then on the weekends, I would go to Plainfield to the nice house.
Right.
You know what I mean? With my mom. So I really grew up, stayed with my grandmother Monday through Thursday, me and my sister. So in the projects in Edison to go to the good school, and then on
so
Friday,
Monday through Thursday is like, yo Trey, you got them cracks.
Yeah, right.
What you want for bread? You want some leeks?
Right. So my mom would pick us up Friday after she get off work around 6, and then Friday me and my sister would be, my mom would be like, don't bring them roaches back into this house. You know what I mean?
Or them bed bugs.
We had to shake our clothes, but so that's how I lived. So Monday through Friday, I was in Potters in the hood, and then on the weekend, I had the nice crib in Plainfield with the cable and the UCR.
Right, but what did you like more though? Because sometimes when you in the hood, there's your friends.
All my friends was there.
And you like to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I didn't hang out in Plainfield. I would just live, just be there.
Was it like vacation?
I got used to it. So it was just like my other home. I got used to it. But I always loved to be in Potters because that's where all my friends and stuff was.
When did you find comedy? When did you
I mean, as far as something that I really, really want to do, that didn't come till years later. I mean, even growing up, I was always a silly kid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was just always goofy. You know, I was real small and skinny, and you know, so I was just always
sounds like my life.
The goofy kid. You know what I mean? You know, but I didn't really find comedy until later on, until I was like in my 21.
Wow.
21, 22.
Wow, that's pretty wow.
But I knew I wanted to do something in the entertainment industry when I was like in the 7th grade. Because I was in theater. Like I did theater all through like middle school.
Hello, Dolly.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Dolly. It's nice to have you back where you belong.
I didn't do that play.
Did you wait?
A deer, a female deer, ready, a drop of golden sun.
Only nigga in the sound of
Did you wear all black? You wore all black? I thought you guys were weirdos, man. But I look back on it being an actor now. I always thought the theater club was a bunch of weirdos. Like they wore all black and
that was
what are they, mimes or something like that?
That wasn't an everyday thing. That was just like, you know, maybe because you know I played football, I played basketball. I was like a popular nigga in theater. So I was like a cool nigga in theater.
Oh, you was a cool nigga? Okay, yeah. Wow.
You know what I mean? So, but I remember like the 7th grade, we had some people come in from like Fox, the network Fox, and they was talking about being on set and all this and all that in my theater class. I was like, yo, I wanna do something like with entertainment and being on set.
Right, because it sounds fun. It sounds like you're not really working, right?
Yeah, it sounded real
you're being
fun.
Creative and
So,
for sure.
And in like elementary and middle school, like whenever you'll be in class and you gotta read the book out loud, the big thick ass English book.
Did you put extra on it?
Yeah, and then
in 1957,
and they would have the plays. You know, they would have plays where they'll see the different characters, and before the teacher would pick who wanted to play who character, I would look and see. Let me see who got the most lines.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to, and then I want to be.
I want to play Romeo. Can I play Romeo?
Yeah. I'll let them see who had the most lines. I'm there. Yeah, I'll volunteer real quick.
That's why I regret not being a part of the theater club. I'm like, damn, I could have did more theater.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get into theater till like damn near college.
Wow.
And I look back, I was like, man, my school put on some like crazy productions, West Side Story, South Pacific or some shit like that, and whatever ones you were making fun of before. Like they did all of them.
Well, I knew my school was racist because I played a dog.
I think
I played a beaver in a lion and witch.
Some bullshit.
What kind of dog were you though?
You know the dog from Peter Pan. What's the dog?
What kind of dog were you?
A dog with a lot of hair. No,
see, that's your problem now. You don't make your character specific to what you're trying to do.
I was in like the 4th grade or something. I didn't know what was going on. That's
So you didn't even have a costume. You just.
I did.
They're like, you're the dog. You're perfect. You're gonna be great. Now he can play a palm tree.
Right. Hey, listen, wait a minute. Is it my night tonight? My night. Well, I know somebody's quiet over there, though.
Oh, who's that?
I don't know. He's a quiet guy.
Don't wait. Don't wait the wild beast.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to better nigga and side guy, but I still say we should switch those names around.
No, we did switch them around last week.
Okay,
I'm better nigga.
You want to stay better nigga?
I'm better nigga. Fuck it.
You sound like a bitter nigga.
Look, I gotta be more bitter.
Yeah, more bit.
I'm happy bitter nigga.
I'm happy side nigga. I just say side shit. You say bitter.
Yeah, we got a side nigga.
Y'all talking about art school? Y'all better nigga. This is a real nigga show. Like,
remember, we here at the Actin Up Podcast. We here with my man Trey Elliot, comedian, actor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to say some other herbs, but I don't know. You know, you want to tell? Hold up. You didn't finish.
Expand upon that.
What's that?
Tell us something that we may not know, because you know what I mean. Like we've seen you doing your thing all over town, but like, what about Trey Elliot that people may not know?
Oh man, like I was a father early. I was a father at 19. Yeah, so
yeah, man.
So I had a lot of responsibility at a very early age, man. I went to school. I went to Clark Atlanta University.
Okay, HBCU, baby.
Yeah. I had my son my sophomore year in college.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like and even though I was still acting up, still being a 21, 22-year-old,
Were you at Freaknik with your kid? Want to take a picture, shorty?
But the funny thing, by the time I got to Atlanta in '98, Freaknik was over. So my Freaknik was a whole bunch of niggas still looking for Freaknik.
Oh, right.
It was a whole bunch of niggas like, yo, where Freaknik at?
Where bitches at?
Yeah, like,
want to take a picture, shorty?
I never been a Freaknik.
Nah, man. Yeah.
I was busy, huh?
Hey, do comedians get groupies?
Nigga, do we? I mean, yo, I'm gonna tell you this.
Little niggas spot me.
Comedians are up there as far as with the group.
The ladies,
we kind of
make them laugh. It's
called instant gratification.
And I'm gonna tell you this: you don't even gotta be all the way famous all the way big yet to get a good amount of groupies.
Now my cousin is Spike. He ran a room, so I know how to go down out here.
But name dropping?
Yes, Big Spike come out Wednesdays. No, but across the country, it's a whole other game than in Hollywood, right?
Yeah, I mean, I used to love, and I still do going on the road. I mean, now just whatever.
Right.
Nigga, like as a single, like when you first start going on the road, and you seen the reaction that you get. It's crazy. So I remember this funny story. So me and my boy Boogie. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Boogie B.
Shout out to Boogie B
from New Orleans. That's like my brother. You know what I mean? So I met him fresh from Katrina. I was living in Maryland in the DMV at the time. I was living in Maryland, DC. Mm-hmm. I lived there for 6 years after Atlanta, and so DC is where I really started honing my comedic skills. I started comedy in Atlanta. I only did like 2 shows.
It's something about DC, huh?
It wasn't until I moved to Maryland, DC. I had no idea their comedy scene. I was fresh in the game, and then I just really started honing my skills in DC. So anyway, I meet Boogie from New Orleans. Boogie like maybe 2 months in comedy. I'm probably like about 4 years in. So I got me a good funny, that was working.
You got your flow.
I got me a good funny 5 to 7 minutes, right?
Yeah, you got your routine.
So Boogie's like, Boogie like, hey man, I got a homeboy that know Master P. Master P doing a DVD and he needs some comedians, so he called me because I'm doing comedy. So you can come and then we'll get one other person. So we got my boy Marion Kendrick. So so I was like, well, where they doing it at? He was like in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So we get the rental, we drive to Fayetteville. We meet with P. He got a big hood Master P production.
Right. He
half hood, half whatever.
And a tank.
Yeah. So we in North Carolina. Man, I lived in North Carolina for a year. Or like a year and a half. So I'm in North Carolina.
What part of North Carolina is this?
Fayetteville.
Oh, Fayetteville. Yeah, I know.
So we do radio. After the radio, we kind of go to the mall and we kind of, so like, yeah, we comedians. We hear some girls like, I heard y'all on the radio, whatever, but that won't shit. So we get to the show, and I mean, now this is my first time on the road as a comedian. Yeah. So we do the show. Boogie stinks it up because he only 2 months in.
Right. So I would tell you about the time. Hold on.
I thought that was funny. Y'all don't think that was funny?
I go back to Boogie, and I kill for what was killing for me at that time. Okay. And after the show, I mean, it was like a VIP section. You see chicks looking down at us, staring at us. And I'll be kind of walking around. Husbands coming up to us like, hey man, my wife want to take a picture with you. Girls, can we take pictures?
Right.
What the fuck? So, I might be hugging a chick and I see one girl, she's like, come here. And then I go go to her. Then another girl cut me off. Where you go? It was just so much fun. I was like, oh shit.
Especially down south, boy.
Yeah, and it was so many chicks. I end up still going home to the room by myself.
Right.
Because I'm trying to entertain.
Like, what happened?
Yeah. Entertaining everybody was giving me
he a player.
I didn't focus on one person.
Yeah, you gotta stop playing at some point. You got 3 hours, you gotta stop playing at some point.
Yeah, I focused on everybody.
Yeah.
But that was my first time really being like, yo, like this groupie, like, these groupie shit is kind of like for real. You know, that was my first time experiencing that from comedy. Like I used to promote parties in Atlanta and stuff like that, and had plenty of chicks that way. Right. But as like a comedian and seeing it and they looking at me like that, I was like, whoa.
Oh, he funny, yeah.
And then the shit just got. I mean, the more road time we was going to roll. I mean, me and Boogie got stories for days. Me and Tony Rock got stories for like every time I go on the road, nigga, it's like stories.
You got a story that was scary? Like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Like,
yo, you know what?
You ever piss off an audience member? Was like they were waiting for you outside?
I had one dude, and that was out here, probably like Bakersfield or somewhere in the country out here. I ain't had no business being. And then dude, me and Jamal Doman, and the dude was just, he was, talking reckless. You know what I mean, to me, you know what I mean, kind of wanted to fight. Right. Security and all.
Did you have more, you was on stage, you had the mic, so you was blasting.
Yeah, I was on stage.
Did he do something to get blasted, or did you just pick him out like, look at this?
He said something, and then I was like, what's up, my man, whatever. Hey, man, don't be fucking talking to me, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm like kind of going back out, like, then he just start going in and just interrupting the whole show.
Now, if it's not dangerous, do you hate or love that when somebody kind of like, he's not heckling really, he's hating?
Oh no, he was on some real angry shit. Yeah. So I thought he was going to have to come up on the stage or whatever. I never, thank God, knock on wood, had nothing where I was fearful from that. Now, I've been scared in my travels because I did like 2 tours, USO tours for the troops.
Oh, okay.
So where was this? No. USO.
No, I've been like Afghanistan.
You went to Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that. Word? How was that?
Diego Garcia, Singapore, Turkey.
How were the groupies out there? No.
Nigga, listen. Now, the military hoes.
You're a fly nigga, Trey. You're a fly nigga.
Like, what's he saying?
The military hoes were rich. I ain't never been no ass overseas, but I remember one time because we would travel by helicopters, and I remember one time I thought they were shooting a helicopter down.
Word.
How
did that feel?
Because what happened was they was like, listen, there's something wrong with the helicopter, so there's a delay. So it was like a 5-hour delay. So I don't know where we was at. We sleeping, we like whatever. So we get up. Finally, they fix it. We get in the helicopter. The soldiers on there with us. And the soldiers, they still got guns out the window because they
gotta be
live.
Yeah.
It's live. So and we got all the gear on.
All that just to make some people laugh.
So
you could have went to Albany.
So when we so one of the bases that we had performed got hit the night before we got there. Oh. So all that shit is in my mind. So we in the helicopter, soldiers there, me and the other comedians there.
What year was this?
This was in 2012.
Nigga, that was a week ago, nigga. You should have got
No, that was the middle of what? The whole
war.
Real war.
Yeah. So we in the helicopter, I'm already still nervous and shit. So all of a sudden, I hear boom, boom. Then I see 2 fire flames shoot past the window. Shoot in the out the window from in the sky.
Okay, now what you do?
I'm hugging a comedian next to me. It's a Nick Francisco Ramos. We hugging each other.
These niggas hugged each other.
Oh my God.
You watch too much Scooby-Doo.
Comedy, not the army fight.
And then the soldiers that was on there with us jumped up. So I'm like, these niggas scared. Some shit about to go to fuck, man. I was like, we dead.
Word.
And then the pilot came in and was like, all right, guys, we're safe. We just do 2 flares out the window just so they can know
we just dropped 2 bombs, yeah. Wow.
And so, y'all be protected. I was like,
because most missiles are heat seeking.
Oh, so that was actually flares.
So people can make sure we was good.
Was it nighttime?
Okay. Nighttime? This is daytime.
So basically, those flares, you thought those was like bombs?
Yeah, I thought those was, because I heard a big boom.
They should have said something.
But it came from your helicopter.
Came from my helicopter.
Yeah, they should have said something.
That's crazy.
They dropped them niggas off, and the army people were dying. You see the niggas hugging?
How many,
Well, y'all the only ones hugging the baby. You know you can sue them for
I'm a bitch when it comes to that. I feel like I'm in
Does Francisco still write you?
Right.
I'll never forget that time in Afghanistan.
We had a romance.
Nah, but that's a real story because all you're looking at is desert and mountains, and you know about everything you see on TV. You thinking about 9/11, all kind of shit. The man at the store, Habib, and them, all kind of.
Yeah, but also on the flip side, like as a comedian, you think about going on tour. Like, I just did North Dakota, Denver, and all this shit. Like, you don't think about going to Afghanistan and actually having to fly in helicopters. I mean, how many troops did you perform for?
Hundreds and hundreds of troops because we went to all different bases. I did 2 USO tours or Armed Forces Entertainment, man. So I'll be performing for hundreds.
Yo, Trey, thanks for your service, bro. Thanks for your service. That's dope, though, P. That's dope.
It was cool. The best place I went to was an island nobody never heard of called Diego Garcia.
Oh, Diego. That's a boxer. That's my cousin.
So, but hold up. You realize... No, you realize, like, you did something that's likened to, my father died, right? Now, when he died, I got all his pictures, right? Mm-hmm. And he did a lot of time in Vietnam, right? Mm-hmm. So I came across these pictures. I'm looking at them. I'm like, oh shit, my father taking a lot of picters. It was Bob Hope and Marilyn Monroe on his thing for the U.S. troops. Yeah. I'm saying you did think that's on that level. Yeah. You know what I mean? On the word, I gotta give you that.
The marvelous Mrs. Maisel type shit.
It felt good, man, that's because the soldiers, like, you don't realize how much tension these soldiers have. I mean, I remember we would talk and meet with all the soldiers and generals. And I walked in one room and it was a whole bunch of soldiers and they were just quiet and just. Some were reading, some was just in the zone. It was just so thick with just tension and just like whatever. I was just like, damn, like I didn't realize the mental strain on the military, what it does. So
PTSD is real.
Yeah. So to be able to make them laugh and to do that, it was very rewarding for me. And I would do it again. And in some countries I went to, I had a ball. Like I said, Diego Garcia. It's a small island in the middle of the Indian Ocean. And it's like
beautiful.
Beautiful. They actually had like
that's what like the Maldives is and all that.
Kind of not too far from there. Okay. And they had slaves there, so they had like
still
like a
one eye or two.
No, like
they
still had one of the houses that the slaves were in the plantation.
Wow.
And now it's like the British and the U.S. own that territory together.
Wow.
And they said that's where the Malaysian plane went when it went missing. They said it kind of went there. And it was like a vacation. I was there for like 3 weeks. And
wow. 3 weeks?
Yeah, they had like a baby, and we
did a show every night?
We probably did about 4 or 5 shows.
But you was killing. Yeah, you ever had Eddie Murphy leather on? Yeah, I was trying.
I was too, so I just had regular shorts.
So they show love because they need some love.
Yeah,
and so
the Filipinos out there is all like locals. The locals were Filipinos.
Okay.
Or like real Filipino, like not like no made up for like
not like my lane.
There's a difference, like for real Filipino, like fucked up, like first from their country, poor kind of like
like native Indian.
Wow. Yeah, type of
so you got $10. You got
the soldiers, like you had some of the girl soldiers, a lot of female soldiers and stuff out there. Mm-hmm. But that was cool. That was like a vacation.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
3 tours.
Yeah.
You was in the war.
I felt like it at some point. I felt like it, man.
Did you ever meet a Major Sergeant Antonio Reyes?
Oh, no. That's his brother.
Yeah, my brother served 29 years.
He's still in it.
No, he retired after 29 years. Well, he might as well be.
Yeah.
But he fell out of a helicopter
and
onto a mountain in Afghanistan.
I met your brother, didn't I?
You met one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my brother Joe. That's the oldest one.
Okay.
I got 5 brothers, so I think everybody I've known over the past years has met at least one of my brothers.
Okay. And especially Joe.
One. Yeah, is he okay? He got a broken hip. What happened?
He messed up his back. He's had surgery. He's good now. He's retired.
How high was the helicopter?
He said it was about maybe, I want to say about 10, 12 feet. But
it wasn't a Scarface shit.
No, but you got, but you got all that shit on your back. So you like that's 60 extra pounds, and he fell onto that. So like, if it wasn't for that
saved his ass. Really.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucked him up and saved him at the same time.
Yeah. So that dude's been in every war since Grenada. He said Grenada. He parachuted it into Grenada, 82nd Airborne, and
he's 82nd.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, like he knows.
No, he was in the military.
Oh, he was in the military.
Where'd you go?
He said I was attached with 82nd. I was attached with
What war'd you fight in?
I didn't fight no fucking war.
No, he just did boot camp and he said, I'm done.
No, but I know that's why when he said it, the quietness.
Yeah.
Because Saddam Hussein wasn't letting us go inside to check out the mass weapons of destruction, the weapons of mass destruction. So we was at Port Hueneme and we were acting. They told us that it's a training exercise, and we loaded up the boats. And I turned to my partner. I'm like, "Hey man, you ever loaded up real shit on training?" He's like, "Nah." Like something's happening. So they took us all in this giant wing. They said, "By now you probably know this is not a training exercise. We are going to Iraq, so you need to write out your Mexican." I ain't seen so many slow niggas crying. But when we went back, that quietness. You know that shit is.
And y'all went?
That's actually a good question.
He let us.
What was this a true story?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Hey,
Saddam let the Americans just check the weapons of mass destruction the day before we were leaving, and that shit, that quietness is weird. It's a thick quietness.
Let me ask you some.
Now he's bitter.
What kind of waiver did you have to sign? Like, he's like, hey, if anything happens during one of your jokes,
you know what? I saw the check that they were giving me, so I was just signing shit. I don't even know if I signed the waiver.
Wow.
I'm sure I did.
Make you sign a worse waiver.
Right. But nah, I'm sure I was signing, insurance stuff and whatever, you know what I mean?
Would you go back?
Not Afghanistan. I'll go to like Korea.
Whoa.
Because I haven't been to Korea yet.
Now?
Oh shit! I ain't thinking about that.
Yo, he's on the coronavirus tour.
I'm thinking about the Korean chick. Scotch whiskey.
Has anybody ever stole your jokes?
Have anybody ever stole my jokes? That's a good question. Hell yeah.
What?
Some I can't name because
look, man, it was one time I didn't know that you said I forgot where I heard it, and it was only on a date to a shorty.
You can tell my jokes.
No, that's a big thing though, right?
I don't mind that.
Yes. Motherfuckers ready to fight over motherfuckers stealing jokes.
That's your art.
I watched this particular comedian special.
Shit. You watched it?
And I just got back from Ontario doing a show, and it was late at night, about 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I said, let me watch this person's special on Netflix. And I did.
He's like, I ain't gonna say no name.
I did a show with him, maybe 2 or 3 weeks prior to him shooting it, and I already heard the setup, and I said, this nigga about to do my joke. Wow. He did it. And I was mad. I called everybody. I was like, hey, man.
Put the APP out there, sucker turkey.
Somebody called me and was like, yo, listen, it was a mix-up. Like, he didn't know. Because he thought that I took it.
Mix-up?
And then the dude was like, no, Trey never heard you ever do that bit before. So he caught the dude, not the comedian, but one of his writers called, was just like, hey, that joke will not make or break your career. Right. There's no need to mess up a relationship over that bit, over that joke.
But is it true that...
Was it the writers that took it or him?
I'm not sure.
It's true that... Hold up, one second. It's true that comedians can think alike and have similar, if not very alike jokes.
Verbatim.
I'm trying to help him out here.
But I ain't mad no more. I took it as an honor though. At the end, I just switched my mindset. I took it as an honor and a privilege because of who this person is.
It's a compliment.
And he's one of my favorites. And I know, so I was like, all right, that's all good. So then I started being honest about it.
Right.
But now there's other comedians that's not on his level that took my shit, and now we got a problem. I'm saying something then.
Right.
Like, AJ Johnson took a joke of mine.
Word.
Yeah, AJ Johnson. Gazelle took a joke of mine. I got a joke where I was talking about, I don't fuck with young girls because I don't understand their language.
Right.
And I said this joke years ago. This is when this word I'm about to say was like the word to use.
Right.
And I was like, I put my dick out, and the girl was like, "Damn, daddy, your dick on fleek." And I was just like, I didn't know what that meant, so I went to the clinic. I was like, I'm suffering from fleekage. How long do I have to live?
What's this fleek they speak of?
So the whole AJ Johnson was sitting in the Laff Factory in the front row, and, and saw me do that bit. And then months and months later, I just come up across a random YouTube clip of AJ Johnson performing in Jersey. And he was like, "Yeah, I put my dick out." Chick said my dick was on fleek. I was like, somebody saw it and sent it to me. Like, AJ doing your shit.
Wow.
And
did you say? Do you in that scenario? Do you say anything to him?
I ain't seen AJ since that, but I mean, he ain't really doing, fuck it, Like when people do that, I just write more, stop doing it, or write more, or fuck it. If that joke really whatever, I'll continue to do it. But it happens.
Right.
I can't lie. When I first started doing stand up, that was one of my, since I'm not, because comedians are always in the club. You know what I mean? Like cats like you that are really touring and everything. Like y'all cats is, I'm just gonna go by the Comedy Store. I'm gonna go by the Laff Factory. I'll be at the Ha Ha. You know what I mean? Y'all go to 3 different spots in one night. Like me, I just show up, do some shit, and then be like, you know what I mean? I'm not consistent with my shit.
Right.
And so I was like, man, I need to be out there more, because the last thing I want is to come up with some shit, because like you said, a lot of us do think a lot. You know what I mean? There's nothing under the sun that hasn't been done or said. You know what I mean? Saying, like, my boy used to make music, and I watch him make the beat, the song, and everything, and he'd wake up in the morning and be like, son of a bitch. He'd be like, they stole my song I made last night. I'm like, nigga, you just made it last night. Right. It's on the radio.
Just made last night.
We all, creative people, have creative minds, and so there's nothing to say that, I can come up with a joke. Hey, I think that this is funny about how pregnant women do this, but you have already been through that shit years ago, so you might have already had that same joke. You're like, that nigga stole my shit.
So to prevent it, and I've been in the game as far as selling jokes for 17 years. I'm at a point now, and I've been here probably, I would say, the past 7 or 8 years, where not longer, probably about close to 10. Yeah, where I'm very personal on stage, and I'm even more personal now than I was then, because I've experienced a lot of more and more stuff in my life, especially since I've been out here.
They can't steal your life.
That way you tell your own story.
Steal your life. Yeah. So now I tell my own stories. I'm very detailed and very vulnerable on stage with shit that hurts me. Shit that whatever.
Have you cried? Have you cried on stage yet?
No, I never cried on stage.
That's a one-man show.
Yeah, right. I would never cry on stage as me telling a bit, because I don't want this nigga sad. I want everybody to laugh.
I just want to see where he was going. He said he was vulnerable. I want to see if he's crying on stage.
Malik's crying.
My vulnerability comes without being embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, break down crying like this nigga's depressed.
You think Lil Duval's funny?
Depressing comedians, it's only so much that you can take of them. It's like, damn, man, like I didn't come here for this shit. Or for females, they get on, they just want to talk about, the last time I was dumped. Unless that shit is funny, you be like,
Yeah, but men, we have those egos, so I don't mind talking about how the chick cheated on me and give her my real thing, and how it affected my life, and how this happened, and how it affected my life, and how it made me feel, and I give it all.
Right, I agree with that, because when I was on stage doing comedy, I was telling so much, I was like, I might get locked up. The feds might kill me. You know what I mean? You start telling everything,
probation,
and you realize that your life is funny, because life is a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yo, I always told him he needs to get back to your first set, and you were told.
Hey, somebody gonna steal it. Don't tell it. Steal it. See what I mean?
I'm writing it down.
AJ Johnson writing your whole first set. It's true. Malik was very honest and true about his life, his first set. And then after that, he put on this, he put your wigs and did a and that was funny too, but it wasn't as funny as your real life. Your life is funny. Like, you're a funny guy. Very funny looking guy. Very funny looking guy.
Go ahead.
No, and I love back then, I used to love to see Trey perform. You know what I mean? I loved his voice and his cadence. He had that upbringing, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shootouts Monday through Thursdays, you know what I mean? In the choir Friday through Sunday, you know what I mean? So I could tell he had that dynamic, you know what I mean? And I really like, I always used to tell you, right? You know what I mean? Then I was like, yo, Trey, how do you write a fucking joke? How do you write a joke? Like, you know what I mean? Like 2, 3, you know what I mean? 2 guys walking in a bar. How do you do it? But we went to Starbucks, you know what I mean? We sat down, we talked about, you know what I mean, how to formulate jokes. So, I appreciate that, Trey.
Man.
Word up.
I'm always willing to help people, man.
Now I'm going on the road.
I'm glad you said that.
Wait, Eddie Murphy.
Let's send that nigga Iran.
Now I'm going on the road.
Where's Malik? He's in Iran.
But you know me, I'm gonna grab this.
But the funny thing is, when and I tell people all the time, when you learn the formula first before you just start telling your business, because then it just sound like this thing is weird. What the nigga got no funny business. Nigga just telling this shit.
It's like those motherfuckers that get up there just open mic and just talk about how much they masturbate. You start feeling uncomfortable. You're like, like I had a masturbation joke. I ain't telling that shit.
Yeah, like I didn't start telling my personal stuff until I figured out how it was funny. Like I remember one time I got caught cheating, and then the day, like maybe the day I got caught, she came to the show and I talked about it. But at this point, I'm skilled enough to know how to formulate a joke. Because when I write on stage.
Right.
I don't write on pen and paper. I actually write my joke on stage on
like Jay-Z.
So like, and I ain't trying to sound whatever, but that's really how because I want it to sound as personable and whatever as possible. Right. And then if it needs tweaking, then I'll try to make some adjustments, whatever. But then I'm always writing on stage. So I told the story about how I got caught cheating. And then the creativity came to how I was just, I took real life situations from one time I got caught cheating to this time and put it together. Wow. Came up with like a.
So you hear that, Cisco? Don't try that. Writing your own joke.
Hold on. So you were telling the story about how you got caught cheating, and then you saw her.
She came with me to the show.
Wait, I've seen this movie. It's More Better Blue.
She told you were coming to the show.
Yeah, I mean, we was living together at that time, so she got caught cheating, but I had a show, so she came to the show, and I talked about it.
Why would she come to the show to see if, you're still cheating?
She didn't know I was going to talk about it. She didn't know I was going to talk about it, but then that's how real my shit is, and I couldn't help it. So I'm just like, man, I just got caught cheating, and...
But she like, that's right, nigga, you did.
And I was like, and so what happened... When I was living in Maryland, I had almost got caught cheating, and I had my cell phone, and I literally was about to. I was about to throw my cell phone out the window, like that's because she was trying to grab my cell phone. It was true. So I really so scared. I was about to throw my phone out the window. So I just took that scenario and then just related it to this. I got caught cheating. She moved on. I almost threw my phone out the window, whatever the case may be.
She had jumped out.
And it was, a good hit. But that's what we do, man. And like, a lot of people know my business now.
Yeah.
Maybe like, Trey, the cheater.
Yeah.
I know Trey.
Yeah, a lot of people know. But the funny thing about it is that people don't be thinking it's true. Because you're still telling jokes.
Right. But you're making them laugh.
People know you. Because a lot of people come to me and be like, oh, is that for real? Because everybody know about the rich girlfriend, millionaire girlfriend that I had.
You had a millionaire girlfriend?
Yeah, and I tell that whole story.
Was it
for like
1 million
4
or
years.
2 million?
She had her own money.
She had her own money. You ain't married no more. What's her name?
You don't want to.
Heard you were in there.
So I brought people into that relationship and parts of it, and I'm still working on other dynamics of that story, man. How it went from lived in a 5-bedroom house in Santa Clarita back to like a studio apartment. And, like I talk about, and there's so much dynamics that I haven't talked about in that particular relationship. Because even when I first got with that, but Malik, dude, I was showing like, man, look at it. Got the Rolls Royce. That's the bit. I was showing like, yeah, man, I got the black car. Yeah. And I ain't even one of them niggas that you know, I was working, I still work. Like, I won't stop on my hustle.
Right.
That was just extra. You know what I mean? You know, I'm trying to pay for dinner.
I think you should accept it and let her pay for that dinner.
It lasted for almost 4 years. So you can't be mad at that. And if I was
have been 10.
Yeah, right. But I didn't want it to be. I didn't want it to be.
Go with the balls.
Yeah, it started just not being.
You want to take the long road, huh?
Yeah, it just not.
She be broke fucking with me.
It didn't add up. Okay, right.
It was just like,
But listen, at least you had the experience because hold up, guys. At least you had the experience because that's worth the choice. Now you can make a choice.
The experience was dope.
Yeah,
and you got a set out of it.
I got some dope material out of it. It was dope from one perspective, bad for another, but for the most part, I got the best thing that came out of that was the material, not even the money. You know, I was able to stash, do this, but this the material and the experiences that I had and that I'm able to talk about.
Did you use the black card and like take a little extra sometime? You
know what? Like I said, I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be a nigga.
Cash advance on the
thing.
black card.
I didn't want to be a nigga like to go to Rouse and buy a whole bunch of turkey bacon and shit. It's like I was just
you like turkey bacon that much?
Yeah. Niggas do nigga shit. Like
I mean, like
niggas do nigga shit.
I don't know. Black card.
I didn't have to do that.
Taylor, you didn't have to.
I didn't have to.
Okay, right.
She would do all that, but.
Was she a Kardashian?
Nah, no. I'll probably still be with it. Yeah, kinda. But like I said, man, I just wasn't trying to be a nigga and just be going out. So I was trying to be like the good nigga. Like I don't give a fuck about the money. And at the
I really do love you.
You was a good boyfriend. You just cheated on her.
That's
You didn't cheat on her?
I didn't cheat on her. I didn't want to fuck up the investment.
Smart man. I
didn't want to fuck up the investment on some dumb shit. Yeah, I made a smart business and shit. She cheated on me. That's why we broke up.
That's because you want to be a nigga. She got on you because you was a nigga.
Let me tell you, that's so funny.
On you, but she could.
She's in the cheating.
That was
she's in the cheating tax bracket.
Oh wow!
Not with and it's like when you date a rich girl, it's hard to catch you cheating. Because if you dating a regular girl, where regular means you can catch them cheating easy because they can't afford to get.
I saw you at Olive Garden. I saw you at the Olive Garden and Cheesecake Factory too.
Well, when she cheated, it was like, my boy like, yo, let's go run up on her. I'm like, man, I can't run up on her. It was like, man, she cheated with Kobe.
Nigga, she was in board with the nigga.
But nah, she cheated in
Don't get mad at a man.
I didn't care.
Yeah, that's right. She don't care.
How did you find out? Let me guess.
She found Dexter in Jamaica?
No, I know, right?
She's like, yo, look.
Right.
No,
she was trying to hide a lie. I found out through her phone. I caught her FaceTiming the dude because the house was so big, right? So I left. I was like, yo, I'm about to go leave. I was about to go meet up with some folks, but the plans changed, and so I came back in the house. And the house is so big she can hear him. You know, she can't hear me walking in the crib. So I'm walking into the house, she in the kitchen FaceTiming the Jamaican.
How do you want to meet her?
Oh, Dexter.
Hey, cuz, who that cuz?
Why, we love you all.
He said Jamaican.
What'd she say? What did she say?
We love you all, in the beard.
I heard that type of
Dexter
shit.
took your bitch down.
I was like, yeah.
Well.
And so that was kind of the start of how I found out. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo.
Was she older? Was she an older woman?
No, she's only 2 years older than me.
Yo,
you get a rep from? Was it a trust fund?
I don't think you enough nigga.
No, she was in the medical field, medical business.
Huh?
Oh, she was
for you?
A multi-millionaire.
What do they call it? Cartel?
When I first
Cartel.
And nah, she had her own medical business, man. And nah, it was
She might see this. You got something you want to say to her on the camera?
Nah, I don't talk.
Man, Bill niggas trying to get your
we can work it out. Shit, I'll get on the camera. We can work it out.
Yeah, I don't fuck with it no more, man. I don't got nothing to say to her. Like, we good. I mean, I don't have no hard feelings, but because it was fun. Because listen, when we broke up, well, when she was doing her thing, because at the crib I had in Santa Clarita, I used to throw all the parties and she would be there. Nigga, when I say I had the best parties, like, cause she would go, once I found out she would be in Jamaica, and I had a house,
built the game.
I had nigga, my birthday party, I was having parties for everything, nigga.
She should have got the ring. She would have caught that ass up.
No, I had the ring.
You had the ring?
I had the ring. It was my friend. I had.
But she had Dexter, so she wasn't really.
She won't check it now.
She like, oh,
man, it was the best times I had in them last
Spike parties are the best.
Yeah, man. It was all good. So I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like it was cool, but I knew it wasn't gonna be a long-term situation.
Right.
So I would wake up every day and be like, hey, today might be the day. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't ever choke her?
Choke her?
What year was it?
Was
it before OJ or after OJ?
That actually matters.
Let me ask you this: what's the best thing you took out of the relationship? Was it like
a statue,
a car?
You know what?
Was it a Rolex? Or was it a trip to Bora Bora? Did she bring you to the same spot she brought him?
No. Well, we used to take trips all the time, right? We used to take trips all the time. You know, I was able to stack up. I mean,
I'd have killed that Jamaican.
I had free rent for a good.
Was she like, yo, here, go to 7-Eleven, go get me a pack of cigarettes. Here's $100. You're like, you pocket the cigarettes.
Right.
Keep the change. So you just came up like you became 1,000.
I was just the change. I was coming up change by change. Before you know it, one day I'm like, I got 12,000.
Look, it's $400.
You something from the store,
baby. You need anything from the store?
Oh, that's all right.
Nigga, I was like a 401k. By the time we broke up, I had about 15 grand. I was like, okay.
That nigga was buying cigarettes from the Gucci store.
No, he said, now I can take my stand-up serious.
Yeah. Yo, that's funny. I was about to talk about that.
I'm fucking with that.
Talk about how I became 1,000 and off the chain.
That's all right.
But I would just try to do shit like I was a male thought for like not a thought, but I was like the nigga that we would go to Vegas and I'll take her money and gamble. You know what I mean?
Right,
I'll take a little bit of mine and then blow it and be like, let me get
yeah.
You know, but I was honest in that. The thing about me, because see, I believe in karma. So I was really like an honest
Who
dude.
is that?
Like, right.
Doesn't exist.
Don't worry, Malik. You'll meet that motherfucker. You'll meet that bitch sooner or later.
Right? Yeah. So I never had to steal or take or be shady or anything like that. Whatever I wanted, you know what I mean? And I ain't never asked for nothing, really.
Mm-hmm.
I never really
asked for a joint.
Only thing I asked for one time was for her at this time when my credit was fucked up and I needed an apartment. I was like, yo, I need you to put this apartment in here. And she was young. She wasn't no old chick. So she's still young. So it ain't like, she's like, okay, nah, she did it, but it was an earful.
You gotta say it while you fucking.
Don't think I'm about to be blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo.
Well, I was thinking if she was younger, she'd be more apt to do that. Like, whereas
while you fucking.
older, she'd be thinking
older women love fixing
older
ones.
Yeah. It's like, she 2 years old. We would be in high school together. You know what I mean? And she wasn't black. She was another red, but like still, she wasn't ugly.
Right.
You know, she was like, she was pretty and successful. So it won't just like, I'm just going to, in the beginning, she was like a nigga in the beginning. She was doing a lot. Like just splurging and just doing a whole lot. Like
she was in love
to get a nigga all the way in.
Right. This is the greatest story ever.
And then that first Christmas.
What?
Oh my God.
Do tell, nigga.
First Christmas.
What'd you get? I mean,
Tyco race it.
I mean,
remote control car,
money, all type of crazy shit. Like just a lot, you know.
like I
ain't want her to buy me no car. Like,
that's where your problem was. That's your problem.
No, because I ain't want her to buy me a car. Then we break up.
You still have a car,
and then we break up. Nah. She was.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you something.
Get a car that's
if my brother, he sound like my brother. If my brother was here, he'd be like, yo. You should have got the car, Fred.
I'll take everything.
You should have got the car.
And the worst thing people will always ask me, man, like, why you don't drive the cars? You know, she had all type of cars. I'm like, nigga, because when we break up and I gotta go back to the Honda, I don't want to give motherfucking people.
You was more focused on the breakup.
Experience. You crazy.
Driving,
I got it.
But see, like I'm saying, I wasn't a nigga. Like, because my thing was, I don't need, like, I came up the way I needed to come up in that situation. See, I didn't get caught up in the LA part of trying to look like
the front end.
Yeah,
like this is really mine.
Yeah, I ain't want to come up on the front end aspect of it.
Right.
I ain't want to pull up in front of the Laff Factory on Chocolate Sunday. Everybody know me in a Bentley by myself.
I feel
because they know that ain't mine.
Right. I feel that shit. Yeah.
And it's just gonna cause more hate.
Before your birthday, you should ask for a ranch house.
You know what I'm saying? But like,
don't you love me?
But one of the good things I got out, you stupid. One of the best things I got out of that was, like, for my birthday, like, she might, we might went to like Mexico, Cancun. She flew like my sister and stuff. Like, I was able to see like my sister, my son. When my son graduated, she would call and she flew him out after his graduation, and then it was like this.
Disney.
He ain't have no clothes or nothing because he couldn't get in his crib, and I had to be at the airport. So she was like, "He want to come back to LA?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "He would, but we kind of get in the house to get his crib." She's like, "Don't worry about that. I'll book his ticket right now, then I'll just take him shopping once he get here." So she would take care of like my nephew. She would do shit like that.
Yeah,
she could have did that at the ranch house.
And if you got her drunk, she would look out for everybody. That's how she was.
You know, my brothers knew like a 7-year-old woman that was like that. She blazed, start drinking, and then she'd hop online because like she'd just be like, "What size are you?"
Yeah. Right. I like that. Assertive.
Be like,
assertive.
And she'd be like, "Boom, do you like those? Do you like those?" And what are you gonna say? No, I don't like those.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. I know what hating this nigga talking about. Because when somebody because women always get pampered. Yeah, that's like the name of the game. I'm a man. I'm taking care of the house.
Huggies every day.
And that's fly. That's fly. But it's also fly when a woman is reciprocates in a major way. When she thinks for you or her view. Like, what size are you? Never mind, I got all that shit you just said. Yeah.
And
Valentine's Day is coming up.
Shout out to those women. Shout out to fly shit.
Should we get something?
Who?
Yeah.
Valentine's Day. Why don't we give gifts?
And she knew, she knew even for those type of situations, like my money ain't compared, so I would do what I would do. But of course, like, I mean, we would go to Santa Barbara a lot. We stayed one time in San Ysidro Ranch where all the celebrities stayed. That shit was like $2,000 a night.
Oh yeah.
So we would do sexy grown shit like that. I'm like the only nigga out there. Just so
you ain't lying. Like that.
So she exposed me to a lot of shit that I didn't. And I'm a very well-rounded guy, which is how we were able to connect.
Right.
I'm like, but she still showed me certain shit. But I showed her a lot of other shit that she never
real shit.
Right.
I showed her the real shit that kind of was just like, oh.
That compensated for.
Yeah. So she was like, damn, like I took her to the cork. Like, we would be doing shit like
you got some good fish.
Yeah, like I would show, yeah. Like, you were my neighborhood. Like I took her to Atlanta. Like I would be taking her to like showing her how I get down.
Trade off, man.
So it's cool.
You ain't never been to the Waffle House, baby.
Nigga, I done kept getting kidnapped.
They got me again.
75,000 though. I'm in, baby.
That nigga would have been kidnapped
to the bit too. I'm mad at that to the bit.
You watch myself. You have
You was just talking about stealing. You was stealing on camera. He said, "Oh shit,
I thought about getting kidnapped.
In regards to what you were just talking about,
They got me, baby. They got me again.
Same niggas. Same account.
Okay, get peanut gallery.
Peanut gallery. Hilarious.
There was a shorty I knew, and she was the video vixen. She was on every magazine, this and that, and she went there and she would always get either invited, and a rich dude would be like, "Hey, invite your girls." You know what I mean? Invite your girls to France and Paris, or vice versa. Her girls would be like, "Hey, he just wants some pretty girls to come." And she said she went on this one trip, and it was just like, dude gave him probably like 2,000-3,000 euros each. He spent he didn't even spend time with none of them. She
Right.
didn't even really know him or the rest of them.
Right.
You know, one of them stole at least 2,000 of her euros. You know what I mean? But it was like she couldn't even complain. And at the end, I was like, yo, but like, you just getting pimped.
Yeah.
She's like, no. She's like, I got a lifetime of experience. Like, I saw the world. She's like, when I got married, me and my husband wasn't able to do all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? We weren't able to
So she was like her bachelorette party.
Yo,
kinda.
but like I finally understood her. Because she was like, yo, when I was doing videos and hanging out with a bunch of rich dudes, my passport got stamped all over the place. She's like, but once I got engaged and married, like, we're over here saving up just to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She picked the wrong
She
nigga.
saw the world for free.
And the thing is, you know, you don't know if that's helping the relationship or if that harm the relationship. Because now she probably like, hopefully the memories will make her be like, okay, I don't really need to do that.
Right.
And I think about how it affects me, like, you know, because I get, you know, when she's like, I don't want no bro, nah. I'm like, I get it, and it's different for us because you know we're artists, we're entertainers, stuff like that. But for me, I just always want to deal with a woman that got some type of drive, that knows how to generate her own income.
You
don't
had her.
have to depend on anybody else for their income. Right. That's a conducive situation for you.
There you go.
You know what I mean? That's conducive. That's in line with what you want and what you know what I mean, and what you need, man. But yeah, man, like it was cool, man. Like I saw certain things. I mean, and but our favorite places to go was Jamaica, and I was already in Jamaica about 15 times.
That was the problem.
Before we was
That's what that nigga was.
We know why.
She went one time without me, man. She went one time, twice without me.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you a story.
She was with you. She just
Listen,
missed it a lot.
Jamaica. I'm gonna tell you. This is for everybody out there that you need to hear this, because Jamaica, right? It's not. We can't call it a third world country anymore.
Lot of mercy.
I forget the term.
Developing nation. Developing nation.
Developing country, nation. Yes. So we went down there. It was about 8 of us. You know what I mean? Like couples, yeah. And you know, I'm down there. We having a good time with the Duns River, and you know, in Jamaica, you're not necessarily gonna see the dime. I'm not saying ugly or pretty. I'm saying, but the dime piece by themselves, just there walking around like they not with nobody.
The welcome to Jamaica video where she gets out the water. Nah, you don't see that shit.
So it was like 8 of us, and so one girl that was with us, she was by herself, and I was kind of close to her, and everybody else was over there. You know what I mean? And then I heard the dude was looking at her. He's like eyeing up and down. And he's like, yo. You by yourself? She said, excuse me? He's like, hush your mouth, hush your mouth. And when he said hush your mouth, then I went into my shit. I'm like, hell no, she ain't gotta hush her mouth, motherfucker. You hush your motherfucking mouth. I was straight up like that. And then he said some shit, but he didn't want to go there. And then everybody came, so it was ill. And these niggas know who they are. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna drop no names. But the nigga that, it was his girl.
Was it your brother Wayne?
No, the nigga that was his girl, he's like, yo, Malik, why you gotta come in? Man, why you gotta mess with these people come in? I'm like, nigga, you showing your girl that you scary, nigga. Like, you scared. You supposed to be back me up. You can get me back at the ranch. We can talk our shit. Yeah. But nigga, back me up. I'm looking out for your wifey. His girl at the time. We got in the van and the Jamaican dude was driving us. The Jamaican dude was driving us. He's like, yo, so and so. Not the rude boy. Malik is the rude boy.
Y'all should have had a threesome that night. Like, he wasn't there. Wait. I don't know what you're talking about.
Pause. What's wrong with this guy?
I'm bitter.
Wait a minute. That's a bitter nigga over there. Yeah.
That's what she's from.
So, like, over your time here, there's a lot of cats. I go to open mic and there's mad women doing open mic now and stand up and everybody's a comedian. You know what I mean? You got Instagram everybody doing sketches. Everybody is a fucking comedian.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So
or think they are.
Exactly. I feel like, the only thing that's missing really out of social media is paying your dues.
Right.
And going out there and actually trying to see what works and what doesn't. But what kind of advice would you give to some of the people that are actually trying to do this shit? You know what I mean?
Pretty much just to stay on stage as much as possible. The only way you're gonna get good is to stay on stage and keep writing, keep expanding your mind and just expanding and trying. Like don't be afraid to fail at it. Don't be afraid to not be funny. You know what I mean? You got to get over that. Like go into it, especially when you first start doing it. Go into it knowing that you're probably not going to get the last you think you're going to get. And just stay on there and keep going. My homeboy who lives in he's in Miami. He just got on the stage for the very first time. It was like one of his bucket lists. He like right. He used to hit the scene with me in Maryland, like just go with me as my boy to see me perform, and he tried it and he videoed it and sent it to me on WhatsApp. He was like, "How did your boy do?" And I was like, "You stuck it up." I said, "But you stuck it up in a good way, meaning that you were confident, you got up there, you tried it. The fact that you did that, I applaud you." Yeah. I said, "But you supposed to stink it up like you did." I said, "You had a lot of friends that came to support you." He was like, "Yeah." I said, "I know, because they were laughing and the shit wasn't really funny." I said, wow. But I was just like, but that's how it's supposed to be. I was like go back the next week without none of your friends and try it again and see. Yeah. I said, but just don't be afraid of that feeling you might get when it don't work. I said, you just got to keep going. And that's the only thing I tell people, keep going, don't stop.
That's the scary ass feeling when you say something that you just know. Like, I just told this joke last night, everybody laugh, and then you get on stage and everybody's looking at you like, cricket. All right, so on to the next knock. You know what I mean? Like, you just like, I remember I just wanted to run out the back door. Where was that spot across from Corky's? It was down the street. It was like by Stir. Oh my gosh.
Cozy's?
Okay, down the street from Cozy's.
The wood by Woodman. I didn't
Smiles.
Smiles.
Yo, I got on stage at Smiles one night, and I didn't stink it up. I that shit was reeking. Yeah. Yo, that shit was.
I remember.
It was. Yeah.
I remember.
Yo, it was so bad.
How bad was it?
In my mind, it was horrible. And when I got off stage, I just wanted to leave. So I tried to go out the back door, and the motherfucking Smiles back door was always locked. And I was like, oh. And so now I gotta come back through the crowd.
Ain't that the worst feeling? I tell people this, one of the, probably like when I first moved to Maryland, the first show I ever did when I moved to Maryland, this dude named T-Rex, very funny comedian, and he put me on in Maryland.
Hey, shout out to T-Rex.
And he was like, oh, you a comedian? You funny? I said, yeah, man. I just moved here from Atlanta. I'm a comedian. I'm funny. He was like, come back Friday. I'll put you on the show. And I did the show Friday at Dave & Buster's. It used to be called Jillian's. Dave & Buster's in the Arundel Mills Mall. And it was popping. The open mic was popping. And the main show on Friday nights was popping. He put me on that main show. I snuck it up so bad. And that feeling where not embarrassed isn't the word, but I was like too embarrassed to leave and too embarrassed to stay. I was just kind of just like, I don't want them to think I got the best of me, but I want to leave, but I don't, so I was just stuck, just like with that dumb look on my face, like, and every time I bombed, it was, I lied not, it was always one white lady that came up to me like, I thought you were funny. That's how you knew you bombed. And I was like,
white woman,
you know who said that? I ran coming back from the locked door was Makai, and he's like, "Yo, man, you did your thing." I was like,
Makai's a gentleman. He's a gentleman.
I'm launching this website, and I think somebody taped it. I was like, no. Like,
that was the night. That was a crazy night. God. That was a crazy night that night.
Yeah, you wore Robbie Reed was there that night.
You know what? I didn't care.
Robbie Reed was there. I gave her a shout out.
Yo, I remember she was there.
killed it.
You definitely killed it. Yeah, you definitely killed it.
Well, I did.
Yo, I remember I used to get so hyper when I get to the stage. Like I'll have to like sing a song to open up. I had to sing a song. One time I brought my mom's there. I brought my mother there, right? And Nigga, it was funny. My mom was sitting there, and Hassan, he brought his mom's there. For some reason, his mom was there. So my mom's sitting there. Shout out to Hassan Johnson. That's my people doing this thing right now. But so I was so nervous that I got up on stage. I didn't even know what I was gonna say. So a white girl walked by, and I was like, hey. Show me your tits. And then she kept walking. I was like, must be a Republican. You know what I mean? Just to break the ice, and then I kind of started just like picking people, shooting people in the crowd. You know, I just was high. I was cocaine. No. You
had cocaine?
Hell no. No cocaine. But I used to always, one thing I didn't like about it, but I liked was that like the instant gratification and it have you high all night, have you up. You'll be up till 6 in the morning thinking about the joke, thinking about the thing, right?
That's how I used to be. Yeah,
Yo, it's crazy.
Hey, I did 2 comedy nights and I murdered everybody. You gotta go on BT in San Bernardino though. And then I came out to LA and I talked to Missy and we was at the Comedy Store and it was the worst. I know what you're saying because I'm talking about nobody laughed. It was all like 6 white women, older.
You mean like now?
And nobody fucking laughed. And that feeling. Oh my God.
Now for me, I don't care. Like,
so you don't get that adrenaline where you have to stay up now. You can.
No, I do a good job. Take my ass to sleep.
At what point did it all click for you? Because like there's so many different elements of stand-up that I don't think people understand. There's being comfortable on stage and in front of the mic and in front of the people and just taking your time to you know what, even if you're just sitting there like, what do I want to talk about?
Yeah.
Do I want to talk about
pussy?
Nah. Just being able to do that, or and not using your phone or having your book in front of you to tell your jokes. You know what I mean? Just being comfortable to just rip off the top of your head, or even just, hey, I know this joke works. I just have to figure it out as I'm saying it, because certain jokes you got to tell every certain part. You listen to Red Fox, and Red Fox will tell like a joke straight out of like a joke book.
Right.
You know what I mean? A midget walks into a bar.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
People don't tell jokes like that no more.
Right.
And he used to tell jokes like that off the top of his head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Elevators smell different to midget. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
At what point did it click for you where it's like, you know what? By George, I think I got it.
You know what? And still now, things click at different times. And like you were saying, they click in steps. So the first step is, okay, I'm comfortable on stage. I'm comfortable in front of the audience. All right, now I'm so that comes. And then it's just like you're comfortable with trying new material. You know what I mean? But for me, I think I got to a certain level when I stopped caring about the audience laughing.
Church.
That's when I stopped caring. When I stopped performing for the audience and started performing for me, and that's when it clicked. So for me now, I'm not afraid of silence. When I'm on stage, I actually love the silence because they're silent when they supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. So when I'm telling my story and they're like this and they're quiet and sometimes I just listen and it's so silent. I'm like, okay. And then when I hit them with the and in each part of my story, I want them to laugh at different parts. And then I hear that laugh, then they quiet again. Boom, I hear that laugh. So when I started really getting comfortable with that didn't click to me probably till about, I want to say 9 years ago.
You know what? That's ill, because that's actually a style or a technique like Crane or Drunken Monkey, because then you have some comics who from beginning to end punchline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I didn't want that, and I switched my style up.
I like this style. It's more like I
switched my style up because when I first moved to LA, my main focus was for everybody to know that I'm funny, and at that time I'm just hitting them with jokes.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Funny shit. Good shit for them to be like, oh, Trey, funny shit. But I started living my life more and just started whatever, and then I just started really talking about that and just getting comfortable with, just like I said, my audience really listening to. Now I love it. And now, like, I got a one bit that I talk about right now, one story where I talk about how I took my HIV test because I got a life insurance policy.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all heard that.
Yeah.
And so when you got an audience, and the first thing you talk about is, you know, you bring up something like HIV, as serious, as scary as that is.
Yeah.
The audience is quiet as shit. They like, where's this nigga about to go with this?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm talking about it, and they kind of quiet. Some people chuckling because they got their results, so they know they good. Some niggas quiet because they don't know what they shit.
That whole story, you did kind of come like, you know, right from the back door. It was like, yo, that shit was funny.
Yeah, it's like it's one of them bits where people just like, this nigga talking about.
When you say the word, when you say the letters HIV, people get serious. It's never you say HIV and somebody just instantly laughing. No, right. It's like, hold on.
Right, so and I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the true story. Like, yo, I got life insurance policy. Then I took an HIV test. I was like, hey, I ain't study for that shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, that ain't. And then when I bring it back to with the DMX shit, and they just,
oh no, yeah, you killed him.
They fall out laughing.
Chill, because if this nigga over here, he'll fight that. He'll still laugh.
I don't remember shit.
But then it makes the audience start, you know, kind of just start, you know, it was start thinking and being able to laugh, and it makes you, the audience, realize that they're not the only ones that feel like that. Because in my joke, I talk about how the whole time I was waiting on my result, I thought I had it the whole time. Because I was on Facebook and every article was about HIV. I'm like, I got it. And I didn't realize that a lot of motherfuckers who took an HIV test was like, nigga, I was going through the same shit. Like people was like, yo, nigga. Yeah. And people were somehow scary that and so that's what makes the people laugh, because they're like, oh, this nigga's going through this.
They relate. You making them relate.
So that's the type of shit that I like, just taking whatever that I go through, whether it's serious or funny, and just bringing some light to it. Not, you know, not bringing light to the actual disease, but just the experience that we had. Yeah, you know what I mean? When we going through whatever it is that we going through.
Except for the motherfucker who really got it.
Yeah, that's somebody that got it. But you know what? And that they ain't gonna laugh. Right. But at the same time, you know, it ain't even a death.
But you know what? They'll laugh because
they already got it down. Yeah. So they're like, oh, they don't need to not laugh about the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not waiting on results. That's for sure.
They ain't waiting on, you know, and so, you know, that's one of the things that, you know, how you got to be comfortable. Mm-hmm. Because a joke like that could go either way.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah, man, my cousin died from HIV, man.
I look. No, that's just me being comfortable. Like, yo, I'm about to talk about some real shit. Yeah.
How is it when you go home? Like when you go back home? I mean, and where's home for you? Is it Jersey still? Or
So you know, now Jersey's always gonna be home, but now my mother lives in Atlanta, my sister lives in Atlanta, my son is in Maryland. So I really don't have a. So when I say I'm gonna go home now, it'd be more so Atlanta.
So in Atlanta, you probably get half love, because in Atlanta the 7-Eleven man is like.
When I go to Jersey, I get a lot of love. In Jersey.
Jersey give love, but Atlanta, everybody's kind of.
Atlanta.
Your home is Cali.
I try to get in the club. They be like, nigga, Atlanta don't give a fuck. Jersey, I get all kind of love, man. When I go back home to Jersey, man. And when I travel anywhere, I get a lot of love, man. Yeah. You know? I'm the nigga that know how to. I got the mouthpiece.
So do you get any love from that show? Because I fucked with that show. Laff Tracks.
It's just funny, man. It's just funny.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I get love from Laff Tracks, man. People.
Is it coming back?
They probably gonna get a season.
Yeah. Now they already I know they did 2 seasons.
Yeah, they did 2 seasons, right? Man. It's
because you were one of the stand-ups.
Yeah, I was on the stand-up.
And weren't you in one of the sketches too?
I was in a lot of the sketches. They used a lot of that. I did the stand-up part of it a few times. Yeah, man. So I was a big part of that show, and they call me a lot, man. And I love the show.
That's my man, Bob Sumner.
Shout out to Bob Sumner.
That's right.
Bob Sumner.
Yeah, Jersey.
Hey, so you've been in the game. You said 17 years.
Yeah, 17 years.
I mean, can you give a shout out for it? So you've seen the new kids coming up.
I seen the new kids.
Who's hot? Who's like someone you're like, God damn, that motherfucker.
Who the hell is funny?
As far as like
Nick
under me.
Under you, not you, but under you. You're a young kid, 20 to 25.
Oh man. That's a tough one, bro. I mean, I would say DC Young Fly.
I was about to say, he's
one of the very few internet comedians internet or Vine or whatever he blew up on that really kind of started practicing the craft and
stand-up wise.
He got kind of, decent. So he's pretty good. From what I saw, I was impressed. I was like, okay, he got, and he's getting a lot better. But I was definitely impressed. So probably him. It ain't too many.
Right.
It ain't too many.
That's why I asked you.
It ain't too.
So does it translate like what is it called, the internet comedy?
Nah,
it doesn't translate on stage like that.
Instagram. We got a lot of Instagram, quote unquote, comedians, millions of followers. But then, you see them in a movie, and they're not really that funny.
Right.
Is it just me, or you see the Instagram, the girl, she got the fat ass, she got a nice body, she's sexy, and she does the funny, but she's not so funny. I'm not saying a particular girl, but she's not so funny, but she got like 7,000 views or something like that. Yeah. People, she don't know, like, people looking at that, they on that fat ass. They're not really.
It's so much. 7,000, like 70,000 views.
But I think it's just like old school when they used to sign a chick who couldn't sing really well, but she was pretty. So it's still going to make their money.
Yeah, but she can at least dance.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
It's so many. And the thing about it, they walk around like they really. Like,
see, that's the thing that gets me. They walk around like because they're called influencers now, and they have influencer events, influencer parties, and red carpet. And it's like, okay, so what exactly do you do? And they don't even know what they do. They're like, oh, so what do you want to do? I want to act. I might get into stand. The
game has changed so much, man, to where the promoters don't want to work no more. They just want to have people that got their own audience that's going to put
the labels want you to have all the videos already. The agencies, you got millions of followers. Be like, but I've been studying Meisner for the past 40 years. You should see my method.
And I've had work shit. Well, I'm not gonna say that because not the big saying out in LA. What God got for me is
right. What's meant for me is me.
You on your 200,000 audition, you ain't get what God got for me.
Every time you leave the audition, Lord, and if this ain't the one, then I know you have something coming down the pipeline.
Give it up.
And where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10? Yeah. A series, definitely on the series.
Acting is your goal.
Yeah.
Well, let's not even go 10. Like, what do you got coming down the pipeline? What's going on?
Yeah, man. Shit, I'm trying to book one of these auditions, man. So
it's pilot season, huh?
The pilot season, man. Shout out to my agent. And she's doing really good submitting me, man. And I'm one of those.
Who are you with? So in case people want
talent, Vanessa Henderson, man.
In case people want to get a hold of you.
But she always have me on the lots and whatever. So yeah, man, my own. It don't necessarily got to be my own show, but just a series regular, man.
Oh yeah, of course. That's life changing.
Get that series regular.
You want that check, and the thing about it, and movies, series regular. But 10 years definitely. But the thing about it, if I get a series regular or a movie that does very well, I will forever be able to work because I will be able to go on the road and do improv and funny bones.
Now, what kind of acting? What kind of films? Like, are you funny, dramatic? I mean, what do you really love?
I'm equally, could do both. You know what I mean? But of course, I would love to get in the game on some comedy shit. You know what I mean? But if I had an opportunity to get a role like what Little Real had in Get Out, where it's kind of like
there's some relief
with some kind of serious tone, but they have a comedic relief on there. I would love that because that's what blew him up. He was always a funny person,
most definitely,
on there. So if I could get something like that, then that'd be dope. Instead of just being in an ensemble of comedians.
Right.
I would prefer if I can get something like that at first.
Right.
And then I can take it from there, man. Or at least get a role like a Tiffany Haddish breakout. Everybody want that.
Oh, right.
Like Girl Strip or something like that.
Sure, because she's in the comfort zone.
But she's still yet the only comedian out of all of the girls.
Right.
Stand up wise. So, but that's my goal in 10 years, man, is to my own series and, invest real estate. Just make my money work for me. You know what I mean? Amongst other things, man. I got guys that are really doing great in the real estate. So, And, you know, they just like, well, just give me X amount of money, man, I get you straight. I'm like, all right, let me book that series first.
Right.
I hope you trust them.
No, I do.
You just give me, all I need is $100,000, Trey.
These are people that are doing much better than me right now.
You give them that money, then next week you see him on American Greed.
And American Greed asking to interview you. You'd be like, hey, we want to interview you.
And I want to shoot my special. I'm trying to debate if I'm going to do this year, if I want to do a 30-minute or an hour. I might just do 30, but I say that now, but I might do like that whole hour, the reckless and ill-advised.
Dope.
Yeah, because I got a lot of funny stories, man. I got a lot of shit that people don't even know. A lot of crazy shit that I used to do, man.
Where would you like to land? Like, is that like a Netflix special, Showtime?
I would love to get it on Netflix because people can always watch it as long as it's there.
Yeah, exactly, for
people
sure.
Can go to it. So I would love to get it on Netflix.
So where's your next show and where can people find you?
Well, like I said, you can check out The Revolt on February 26th. You'll see my stand up on there on the show, funny as fuck. Shout out to Diddy and the whole Revolt. Okay. I ain't see Diddy, but
you didn't meet Diddy.
You didn't go to his 50th.
No, I didn't. That's the thing.
That shit was crazy.
You know what, man? And I've been to so much shit out here, but it's like sometimes
certain things.
I've been to a lot of shit. Wasn't nothing like Diddy's.
Because Jamie's 50th was
it wasn't Diddy's. I was at Jamie's and it was like it felt like another
review.
Fox party, you know what I mean? Just with like a lot of people, but
people
on the performances.
Like I've been to award shows. I've never seen that many just celebs and stars. Like every other person was somebody. Every other or everybody oh, there go Little Kim, there go Mary J. Like I was here go Mary J, here go Cardi B. I felt like they came with me.
Yeah.
And there was no VIP. There was no security guard saying, hey, as soon as I'm walking in, there goes Kim and Kanye walking out. I walk in and there goes Jay-Z walking in the foyer looking around like he's looking for the bathroom by himself. He's like, hey, Hov, what's good? Yeah. You know what I mean? The whole night I'm just kicking it with just all these I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Good,
yeah, that's a good feeling.
So
it's the next day that doesn't feel
yeah, so that's what I'm about to say. And I want to know y'all point of view on this because this is something that I battle with and struggle with at times, with being out here and then going to shit like that. Sometimes I'm like, yo, I can't wait to go there, network, do my due.
Right.
And then I'll be like, man, but these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about...
They already got their money.
They don't really give a fuck about who you are, what you do. It's hard to network. Like, I'm a dope networker, so I could go to Jamie's house, chop it up with Jamie and see, we can talk, blah, blah, blah. But when you start getting around other people that don't really know you and you trying to not pitch yourself, but just kind of be like, hey, I'm not a regular nigga, like I'm kind of somebody, but they like, but then you want to be in the building, but it's just like, I don't really know how to, with certain people. Like if I saw Jay, I want to be like, yo, Jay, man, like what's good? I mean, we know some of the same people, boom, 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 but it's just like,
you know what you gotta do? You gotta act like them. Yo, man, good to see you, man. Party popping. Catch you later, man. But I can't front because I was off the Ace of Spades in 1942 the whole night, and I got this show that I developed, and I love Cardi. She would make a dope addition to it.
Right.
And so I was like, yo, Cardi, I got this dope show. You be dope in it. She's like, well, I don't know. My schedule is so crazy. I was like, look, Cardi, I'm not shooting tomorrow. Look, I just want to put the bug in your ear, and then,
you was
I just want you.
Nah, he was taking a shot.
She was like, okay, Cisco, okay. And it's like, and then even when I hollered at Mary, in my mind, I was like, yo, I want to write your biopic in my head. You know what I mean? But those words didn't come out. I was like, I love you.
Yeah.
and then I was like, hold on. I was like, wait. In the back of my head, because we were sitting there for like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
She dancing, and we right here. I'm like, wait a minute. I sounded like a groupie. I felt like I was like, yo, Mary. I was look, I didn't want to come off like a groupie earlier, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's exactly what a groupie is
like, yo, like we both from New York and we from the same spot. Oh, okay. It's all good. You so precious. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you real quick. Let me know to chime into what you said, Trey, about maybe not really feeling. Maybe is it comfortable to like kind of like mixing a certain vibe with a certain. So check this out. I was at this house. Okay.
Were you invited?
Yes, I was invited. It was a
party going on.
Yes, it was a day party, but I was at this house, right? I was just
he broke in.
I'm gonna do a little name dropping, but I was at this crib, okay, and so Sean Penn was there. So we there's a kitchen and there's this little tight ass hallway. The hallway is so tight that you have to be facing each other to go through the hallway. And if you're facing each other, you're gonna see eye contact. You know what I mean?
Sounds like the hallways and
so. I can smell it, I can feel, there's a vibe, you know what I mean? There's a lot, we walking, we like meeting each other, it's like slow motion. Yeah. But I could see the vibe so much, I couldn't hit it with the jipper, like, how you doing? Hi, how are you? I'm Malik.
Yeah.
Nigga, the walls was plain on both sides. It's a little ass tunnel of a hallway. Just that moment as we got to pass each other, the white plain wall just got that much more interesting to Sean Penn. And he just looked at the wall. So, you know what I did? I looked at the other wall. That's the next fucking wall. And it was like, pardon me. You know what I mean? As we kept looking at the wall, but I felt the vibe. And I was like, you know what? Some of the shit be levels. It's like, okay, yeah. I believe I did all these movies and I've been to Europe. You know? Yeah. Like, come on.
But there's certain people. I was pissing next to Tom Cruise. I'm like, hey, I was shaking your hand, but good job, we back. I go out, I tell Chris Skiles, my partner, hey, Tom Cruise in the bathroom, piss that to him. Next thing you know, Tom Cruise choking me around my neck, like, hey, great party, and great person. So when Sean looked at that wall, he was being a dick, bro.
Exactly the moment, though. That's why I looked at the wall. I'm just saying, because at the end of the day, it's a vibe, and we have our confidence, we have our experiences, and we don't want to feel left out. And if you taking it there, then I'm going to double down, and I'm going to take it there.
I'm going to take it there. And that's the thing, man. Like, I've been fortunate because a lot of celebrities I know got to see me perform. So. And that's another thing, like when I'm performing and celebrities are there and I get off stage, now it's like I'm equal in kind of on a level of being equal with them.
What kind of production you doing? It's okay, it's all right.
But when they don't know you, and like I said, you can name, or if I'm by myself, whatever, so I just kind of still be trying to figure out how to do that. But like I've been to Eddie Murphy crib and we've had conversations, but it's different.
You talk to him?
Yeah, he talked to me. I'm a comedian. He's a comedian.
Listen, I've been to Eddie crib about 4 times. One time it was the three of us, me, him, and Makai, and because Eddie is focused. He don't really open. He don't. You know what I mean? You could be in his crib and you might not even try to say nothing to him. Not that he a dick, but he kind of he in his world. But I said a little joke. And he left. He chuckled.
He's a guy
now.
He said he joked to me.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go to that party badish. Like when I was seeing it that's the worst. When you home, you seen it on Instagram. You like, mother. Then I was like, but I ain't had no invite, and I ain't feeling like trying to finagle my way in that one. Because I'm a finagler. I can get in and out.
The majority of the greatest parties I've ever been to, I finagle.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I think it's in Hollywood. It's all about acting like you're supposed to be there. If you don't think you're supposed to be there, if you act like you ain't supposed to be there, you definitely are not getting it. And there's been millions of times where I just been with somebody who's like, we ain't getting in. I was like,
that was me. You talking about me.
You ain't getting in to go.
You talking about me.
Getting in.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't come all this way, especially when like some of these like parties, like you in Brentwood, you in neighborhoods that you ain't even supposed to like
or straight out of
arrested. You know what I mean? And then they got valet, and then after valet they got one check-in spot, and after another check-in spot just to get on this. And
tell them about straight out of Compton.
Oh no, Cisco, hold up. How many times we went to award shows? Any award show, every year we go to the award shows and we get in, we go backstage, we do
Malik, I told you when we started this show, you're not. I had tickets. This guy's talking about. Now, here you go, Malik. Wait, was that last night?
Hey, listen.
Was that Oscar weekend?
Let me tell you something. Malik Barnhart, never RSVP. I just show up and I'm gonna get in. You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
He will get in.
I'm getting in.
Or somebody's dying.
No, but what is your sneak in and get in tactic?
Premier. I'll tell you exactly.
Knowing me.
Cisco,
come out.
No, a lot of times me and Cisco, we have went and ran game, and then most of the time nowadays Cisco, he just connected. He got the thing.
I'm usually there first.
But I'll see a premiere. Like there was the Django, not Django, the 8, Crazy 8, what it is, Crazy Hateful 8. I seen the big lights, the big shit, right? I'm driving through Hollywood. And you know, like I'll deliver a pizza in a 3-piece suit, you know what I mean? You know this. But at the end of the day, I seen the lights, I pulled over and I parked. And I went up to security and I said, please, baby, please, baby, please, please. I raised one eyebrow. I raised one eyebrow, put the head up. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I'm in this movie. It's pardon me, brother. Oh yeah.
Oh, because you were dressed like a cowboy.
No, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm you know what I mean. You know, I do my thing. So, if it's a premiere, I'm in the movie.
Yeah.
If it's a party, I'm with so and so, and I just park the car. It depends on the vibe. I smell the vibe. Now, the other night, I went to this party, and I was out there for a longer time. You know, I was a little rusty on my kid. But at the end of the day,
it's funny,
when you get in there, it's like you've been in there for hours. You say, hey, you know, it's all good.
But that's the bullshit. It's
like
the bullshit. The gatekeepers be like, yo, nah, you ain't on the list.
Well, what's the difference?
Hold on. They want to make you feel like the smallest, most biggest nobody and the smallest piece of shit. Like, you ain't on the list. And then they letting in a bunch of motherfuckers you ain't never even seen in your life. Yeah. You're like, yo, who the fuck is this person? Yeah. And then boom, however it ends up going, and you get in there, and next thing you know, there go your boy. There go your... Yeah. And it's like, hey, yo, where you been? You just getting here? Yo, man, what's good? I'll be like, and you don't want to be like, yeah, I've been outside for an hour. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's some bullshit because the gatekeepers, whether you're a casting director, gatekeeper, a doorman, gatekeeper, these people want to act like you're not good enough to be in that movie, or in that audition, in that club, in that party. Yeah. And then you get in there, and even when you end up, your people's who's the director is like, hey, yo, you gotta come on, Cisco, I need you in this. Boom, boom. Yeah. And they be like, well, I didn't cast you. How did you get in here? Right. You be like, you know what I mean? But then you're in the party, and they're like, wait a minute, how did you get in? You weren't on the list. Yeah. You know what I mean? And somebody shows up, and they're like, yo, man, you good? Yeah. That's the way actually like, yeah, like. No, according to him, I'm not. Right. But according to the motherfucker who's throwing the party, I am. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of them things, man, where, like, my way of getting into a lot of shit is I'd say my name. And people always say, you know, when I introduce myself, I say Trey Elliot. I always say first and last.
Oh, yeah, like, you got to.
So I introduce myself. So when I'm on a list, I'm like, yo, I'm Trey Elliot. And it throws people off. They're like, Trey Elliot, this is
right.
Trey Elliot.
That's a good
And then while they flipping Trey Elliot, I might either go and see another name.
Oh, I used to be good at that. Yeah.
And then they're like, we don't see you, Trey Elliot. I'm like, what? I said, oh, okay, maybe it's under my manager's name. Is it under my? Try Justin Lekowitz.
Dirty dog.
Yo, when my eyes were buzzing outside, like, I don't know all the time. But I be sitting there like, is the last time I was able to actually do that shit was in Cannes Film Festival. And she was out there like, Cisco, no. And I'm like, you sure it's not there? And I went in with her. I was like, you sure? Well, maybe it's under Justin Lucas. He was like, oh, yeah, you're right there.
Right.
Okay, I was like, oh, thank you very much.
Hey, is New York different?
It's all the same, really.
New York is worse.
It's worse.
It is worse because New York don't give a fuck if they do know who the fuck.
Or if you on the list,
know
they just don't want to let you in. You're not getting in.
And Miami even worse because it's all about like money. Like, if you got money, you can get in there. We don't give a fuck if you such and such. Do you have the coin to get in? Matter of fact, people from LA or in LA are the most spoiled party goers
we don't
out
pay
there.
For shit.
We don't pay for shit.
Yeah,
and we're like, yo, pay to get in? My boys say, hey, I'm coming out. How much is it gonna cost to get in the clubs? It's like, nigga, we ain't going if we gotta pay.
And when you go to other cities and they talking about but even when I go to other cities except for Atlanta or Miami,
Atlanta down south, if you've been on TV once, you can definitely work, especially Detroit.
Oh, Detroit, you go.
Detroit, like
those areas.
They watch
a lot of TV.
Yeah, those areas.
Montana,
Midwest.
Montana, I have all the clubs, son.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But New York, Miami, Vegas. Sometimes you can finagle your way in Vegas.
Vegas is hard.
Vegas is hard.
Vegas is a motherfucker.
I had the girls that I was with. I said, yo, when I walk up to the security dude, I want y'all to run up on me. Oh my God, Trey Elliot, and take pictures with me. That shit worked so golden.
Yeah, because they do not want to be the ones who did not let it.
Yeah, that shit worked so golden.
Yeah.
Like the girl, like, oh my gosh, Trey Elliot, take pictures. I was like, yo, come on, like, you know, I get real love saying, yo,
you know what he did? He did it for Sinatra. Sinatra, paparazzi waiting for him when he got out of the limo.
That's how you gotta do it.
But you know what, this has been like really dope. You know what I mean? Just chopping it up with you, man. We appreciate you coming on Actin Up Podcast. I mean, we can do this forever. You just have to come back.
Share more stories, man.
We going on $1.45 right
2
now.
hours. Wow.
You know,
it get that way when you chopping it up. You know, that's what happened when Jersey come through. You know what I'm talking about? We got things to talk about.
Tri-state area, baby.
Definitely. I appreciate this.
From Maine?
Jersey. I forgot Jersey's not a part of the tri-state. It's now Philly.
He made sure.
Yeah,
I didn't even know the DMV existed until like damn near.
Because it did until 3 years ago.
Yeah, like 5, 6, 7 years. I was like, DMV.
Like, there's people in the DMV who don't like
Delaware,
it.
Maryland. I was like, we didn't call that shit the DMV.
Nah,
it was PG, DC, and Baltimore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nah, for real. Like we definitely got to wrap it up right now. And man, Trey, we gonna be rooting for you, brother. We always are. And we're gonna be looking out for you on the Revolt joint.
Yeah, please.
What's your social media handle so people can
comedian Trey Elliot, TreyElliot. You can see me on that. I'll also be at Laff Factory Chocolate Sundays on April 12th. So, you know,
dope.
And I got some other shit in between that time, you know.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
follow
All
me.
around town.
All around town.
But every Thursday at 77 North
Yeah.
over there in Studio City off of Ventura Boulevard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You hosting that?
He hosted.
Yeah.
And it be popping. Y'all looking for some cougars? That's definitely the spot to be.
Shout out to the Cougars. We love the Cougars.
Yeah, we love the Cougars.
Yeah.
But yo, Malik, you got anything to say to the people?
Yo, I want to say, I just want to give a shout out to Trey Elliot for coming through. Much respect, much love. On Actin Up Podcast. Sorry, we couldn't get him drunk because he's been drinking all week. So you know what I mean. We usually like to get him drunk, like how I am right now.
I was good though, man.
So we talk about shit.
How better nigga was. He's ripped.
He's ripped. This is just me.
And you know what? We launched the Actin Up Instagram page. So make sure y'all go over there and follow us, and so y'all can keep up to date of all the shows and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And yo,
Unite the people.
Unite the people. Justice for the people. Oh,
Hey, stand up.
okay.
We'll get that. We'll get that in the edit.
Bang, 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 bang. Yeah. UniteThePeople.org. You know what I mean? You got any family members or yourself that's incarcerated and need help getting out or to get their sentence reduced and having affordable legal representation, hit up UniteThePeople.org.
Yeah.
Alright? They'll definitely take care of you. Yo.
We out. We did another one.
We out, man.
Okay.
Alright?
Yes, sir. I ain't have to hurt none.
Yo, and did you stop recording?
He stopped recording.
Make sure you follow Cisco Reyes, CISCO REYES on Instagram, all social media platforms, and
Malik Barr, MalikBarnhardt. Word up, Jersey.
What the?
Yeah.
These guys really know how to act.